Welcome to Camborico, the podcast with Pedro Martinez and Rosemarry Mel. Three, two, one. Welcome to another podcast.
Hello.
To the camera, both in camera. We haven't done a podcast this week. I think the last one was posted was a early Monday or Sunday last week. We did post some videos. We went to the beach twice this week.
The beach.
Yeah, it was nice. So
They opened
finally.
up.
Yeah, so finally the beaches open up. As I mentioned in the previous video, you have to wear mask outside of the water, or at least you're supposed to. Inside the water, you're fine. You can just chill as long as your nucleus or the group that you're in is within 6 to 8 feet of distance. I guess we're okay. So it's not bad at all. So anyway, the weather is nice.
It's been warm. It's been
Yes, the waters are nice and warm, and it is the perfect season to actually go on the beach here in Puerto Rico.
nice. And since people haven't been going, there've been more fish. So the kids have been surrounded by fish whenever they're in the water. It's so sweet.
Yeah, so definitely, kids enjoy it, we enjoy it too. One thing this week, today is September the 19th, so I don't know if this is going to go out today or tomorrow, the 20th. But Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away. So
I know. I
that
was
was
reading
what the
about
big
that.
news is, and very sad. The little bit that we all know is that she was a fighter for women's rights, and it's a big loss, regardless of your political inclinations. Whenever something like that happens, it's a big event. It's almost as a president dying.
Yeah, she was a
Um,
major figure.
Definitely. Here in Puerto Rico, politically speaking, we had our first debate with all 6 candidates running for governor or at least administrator of the colony.
Yeah, it was an interesting
It was an interesting
watch.
thing. We actually posted the entire debate without any commercials or anything, per your request. Some of you asked for it, especially those in the States. And it is interesting. I think that outside of the two major political parties, and those are the Partido Nuevo Progresista, which is the one using as a logo the palm tree or the coconuts, or the coconut palm
Is
tree.
that the red color?
That's a blue one.
Okay, that's a blue one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
then the red one's the Partido Popular Democrático, which I guess is more equivalent to, which is weird, the local Republicans versus the blue one. You will think, they're more on the statehood, but they're more on the Democrats. If I have to put a direct right and left, that's usually how they align, although it's not the same here. It's more of a stay as we are colony, or the other ones say, well, we want statehood and other things. So
Yeah, I'm not really too familiar.
right. So historically, they have stolen money. Has been a lot of corruption on both sides, and both of those parties has been the ones that have reigned the political spectrum here on the island, and there has been very high hopes that this year there might be a third candidate that can probably come in, or a third party that can at least do some damage and perhaps even win the local elections. That's a hope. There's a lot of momentum,
change.
a lot of hopes from the young people. However, it's politics. Anything could happen. I think the message out there is just go ahead and vote. Whatever, regardless of your political affiliations, go ahead and vote. So in this case, we have 3 alternative candidates, and again, I hope that you have watched the debate. Obviously, it was in Spanish, but they might have some subtitles out there on YouTube. And Juan Dalmau, which is basically from the Partido Independentista Puertorriqueño. Those are the people that it is their dream that Puerto Rico becomes its own nation, away from the U.S. or in a some type of not statehood, but a Commonwealth through Commonwealth, no colony, where
Uh-huh.
Puerto Rico can make their own decisions and begin opening commerce without restriction with other countries, especially in the Caribbean, South America, where
Yeah.
a medicine that costs here, $50. Why is it that the same medicine costs in Dominican Republic, $4? Things like that.
Oh,
So it's a lot of
something with
regulations
other
that make things
countries.
more expensive. Alexandra Lugaro, she was an independent candidate the last 4 years in the previous
Mm-hmm.
elections. Now she have this new party, Victoria Ciudadana, that has a lot of smart people. Most of the people in her party are PhDs, professors, people in the academia, whether it's lawyers, or doctors in sociology or medical doctors. Very, very prepared campaign, very prepared group of people that are trying to move forward in a different direction. One of the things that she's known for is, the support of the LGBT or Q, whatever.
LGBT.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
The community that's beyond the two
Genders.
genders, every her gender. So, um, very strongly. I mean, she believes in equality of pay for women as well, and she's very progressive, and um, she has sparked a lot of enthusiasm here in the young people on the island. So let's see how he goes. And Eliezer Molina. This is a guy that owns a coffee farm, and he do a lot of export. He's basically a business guy, very rustic in his talk, very down to earth. Um, it is not your typical Puerto Rican, which is one of the things that probably goes against the traditional politician that we've envisioned to vote for.
Um,
So I don't know if it's a good or bad, but he's independent. He has no affiliation with any party whatsoever. But again, it's another option outside of the two major parties.
was that the guy that talked really slow?
No,
Oh,
no, no,
okay.
no. Ooh,
Oh my god, that
that's
guy was.
that's Cesar Vasquez.
Ah,
So Cesar
okay.
Vasquez is a cardiologist and pastor. Oh my God, whenever he talks so slow that I feel like he points at you. You're poisoned. You're
Yes.
gonna about to die. You don't know what is going on. From the moment the questions is that he says like 5 seconds to begin talking, and it was awkward during the debate because uh, I guess the interviewer didn't know was he finished, was he no. So it was always an awkward pause between questions and answers.
God, it was just if he was debating with others, they were like spitfiring answers, and it sounded like he was thinking more of how to pronounce his words properly. And I could see that he is very articulate and when he talks.
I think he was articulate, but he wasn't eloquent.
No, no, he wasn't
He
eloquent
he
at all.
could
He
not. I
wasn't.
mean, you could get lost in his answers because he used so many big words
Yeah.
that oh my
I was
God, I
getting
just wanna I
lost.
wanna kill myself. What the hell's going on? But anyway, it was a debate. It was the first one. I think it was more concentrated in education, economic development, and the status in terms of what Puerto Rico as a colony is going to become, if it's going to become a state, or at least the wish for. So it was a lot of discussions around that. There's going to be another one next month, as I believe. It's going to be on topics as the environment, alternative energy, and some of the topics that are specifically related to healthcare, which is it's a big thing here on the island.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about healthcare, I know we have appointments for the kids. Hopefully things
Yeah.
will be on time. How was the appointment with the kids? Was on time or you had to
Actually, it was
wait?
on time. Our doctor specifically made sure that we were the only ones at that appointment at that slot of time, and he gave us our full attention. So there was no waiting or anything in the waiting area. And I came in like 10 minutes early, and they were like, no, your appointment's at 11. We had to still get prepared. So they cleaned everything, and I was like, wow, they really thought about the health of these kids to make sure that they were, you know, I guess coronavirus free.
Now, let's be honest and let's be transparent. The doctor, the pediatrician is our drinking buddy,
Yeah, he's a
Hector.
good friend of
So,
ours.
that makes a difference, as you go to some other doctor that you don't know what's going on, such
True,
as
very very true.
so
And
again, get to know people on the island. You don't know who's gonna be taking care of your kids, who's gonna be taking care of you. Your next door neighbor might be the person that you need the most. Which
yeah,
is
it's
happens
true.
here. Which is something that we discussed with David. David is I will say former neighbor, although he still have a house in the area, and he moved to Pennsylvania. He was almost in tears talking about, man, I miss Puerto Rico so much. I miss is about the people. I mean,
I
you
know.
could be poor, that poor in Puerto Rico, and you will not die from hunger. Anywhere you go, people, will offer you food, will offer you a glass of water or a beer, and
Beer, of
well,
course.
beer, of course.
Oh yeah. But then you could always go to your neighbor. I mean, around here, a lot of people have fruit trees, or they have a surplus of something. So you're hungry, you're like, oh, you could go to that guy and get a bag of potatoes, or you could go to that guy and get a racimo of
Get bananas
bananas,
or
or
a bag of rice or
mangoes.
something, or
Yeah, I mean, even on the side of the road, there's like, oh yeah, mangoes are growing crazy. Just pick as much
they
as you
just
want.
fall on the ground and yeah, that's
Dude,
great.
when I was pregnant, that was like, mangoes were like in season, and someone was like, yeah, take as many as you want. So
You did.
I did. I ate like
But the
5 mangoes a
boxes.
day. But that's what I can see his passion for how the Puerto Rican culture is in that aspect, because he just did not. If you grow up in that kind of kindness and environment, and then all of a sudden thrown into such a cold place, which I mean, he probably was not reaching out as much, but neither people reached out to him too as being someone new. So
Were
here
you talking about in Pennsylvania,
in
right?
Pennsylvania, yeah,
Okay.
because it could be that he wasn't also reaching out to others. I mean, that could have been a one too, because it's also his personality.
But from personal experience, us living in the States, we have lived in single family homes. We have lived
Oh yeah.
in apartments in a different settings, environment. We have lived in a semi-rural areas or suburb. We have lived in the city, and to be honest, it takes time to know your neighbors unless you reach out. In a suburb, you might know the immediate next door neighbor, but you don't know the neighborhood. Like
Oh yeah,
here,
that's
we
true.
arrive, all of a sudden we having a beer at the local colmado, and in a matter of a couple of days, we know almost
Yeah,
the
we know the
entire
whole
village.
neighborhood. They're even offering us like, hey, you're just starting out, so here have some seeds, or to start off your farm.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, and vice versa. I remember when we were living in the States, and if like a new neighbor, someone who just moved in, came knocking at our door, we were very suspicious. We were like, why are they even coming over?
Yeah,
What's going
why
on?
are you here?
It's like, why do you want to talk to us? Go back home. But it's just like us melding, and kind of like melting into the culture, because we accommodate wherever we are. So if we receive that treatment, we also give that same treatment.
Yeah, I totally agree. No, we just referring the feet on the table. That's
Oh,
moving shaking the whole thing. On the counter, they might feel like, oh, it's an earthquake going on here. So, um, it is that way here. People are more, I don't know, so passionate. I think they're just more prone to say hi, to say, hey, I'm so and so. I haven't seen you in the area, or talk to you. For the most part, you still have those people that are very shy, especially men talking to women here, which is
oh
weird. They will
yeah.
say hi to me, but I guess I don't know if it's a respect or out of the culture. They they feel like the guy will be offended or something, but
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's just how.
Okay, so my experience with that, I've been very in the beginning. I was so frustrated because they would shake your hand and say hello, and then they would keep on moving, and I'm sitting there like, I'm here too. I mean, there are even some people that will hug Pedro and shake his hand, and then look at me and be like, I'm like, okay, am I just
Like,
like
bitch.
am I that bad? Am I? It's like, what has Pedro been telling you?
But I mean, it could be that they might feel like you don't speak English or speak Spanish or something, so they're trying to avoid it. But I think it's more of a
It's been years
gender. I
now.
think it's more a gender thing where I don't know. I guess because of women, they don't say hi or anything. I don't know. It
But
just
the women here do say hi, but then they're so accustomed with the men not even say hi. They don't even acknowledge men. Like I've noticed, like some people, like they do that, but then I don't know. I guess I'm very in your face, and so if you don't say hi to me, I've gotten accustomed to being like, "Hey!" and then I'll grab you. I'll stick my hand out in your face, and if you don't grab me, then everybody else is looking at you like, "Oh, she put her hand out. And you didn't even shake her hand. What a cabron!" you know.
yeah. But I only see it here. But if I go to the States, I mean, anybody say hi to anybody. However, it also depends, in the cities, it's almost like forbidden. You don't say good morning
Oh,
or
everybody
anything.
looks at the ground or on their
Yeah,
phone
it's all
or.
like pigs looking on the ground or that's
Oh
it. They don't look
yeah.
forward. They don't look at you. They don't look at your eyes either. It's almost like, I don't know.
It's common courtesy, even like holding the door. Some people don't even hold doors for people. Like, I guess it's like a germaphobe thing. Like, they'll open the door but let it
No,
swing
but
behind
even
them.
before the pandemic,
Oh,
it was
well, I guess
it's
so.
been that way. But on both sides. Um, but as a general rule, I think Puerto Ricans are very friendly. If you are from the outside, meaning you're an expat coming in, somebody visiting, they'll go beyond their way to make you feel like at home,
Yeah, back
like comfortable.
home.
Here, have
Yeah.
a beer. Here, hey, where you from? Hey, oh, really? You like it? Go here, go there. Visit, Luquillo, go San Juan. They will volunteer information, trying to go beyond their way to help you out. Um,
Yeah, I've seen that.
and even for the locals, when I'm here and the local people from all the side of the island, they're very, very helpful. Um, the island not only has that friendliness, but it also has the sense of lack of sense of timing. I don't know how to explain it. It's
Oh, yeah.
very laid back. The time here, as a culture, as a whole, is very laid back.
I mean, we've mentioned it before about island time. So, what is island time? So, could you explain that?
I mean,
The
island
whole thing of
time
island
is
time.
pretty much, I don't know how to explain it, but I can give an example. If you are having a party and you want people showing up at 7 p.m., you have to tell them that the party will start at 5 p.m. Because
Oh, yeah.
otherwise they will never be
Oh,
on
yeah,
time.
that's right.
So you tell them 2 hours, whenever the time is, 2 hours in advance. I say, hey, the party starts at 5. So then people start showing up at 7.
I remember when we left and came back, and I guess we were accustomed to the U.S. time frame, and somebody invited us to a party that started at 5. And so I was like, okay, so it's island time. Okay, let's show up at like around 6. And I thought that was sufficient. We got there at 6.
We were the first ones.
They were still
They
setting
were still
up.
setting up the party.
The host didn't take a shower
But
yet.
but the invitation says, the time, they're supposed to at least be there. So we were on time. We got everything. Because the idea was to go there for a couple hours, so we can go back and take care of the
Uh-huh.
kids.
It was so awkward because we were like, okay, let's take some pictures. Like we were here. God, I was like, oh my God, swallow me. We're the only ones here and they're setting up.
But now we are getting used to, and we not go as early as those
Oh yeah,
parties
we'll
are.
wait.
We wait. It's still for meeting people at certain place. We kind of on timing. We tell, hey, you're gonna be at 4, but
Oh
we tell
yeah.
them at 4 sharp.
Yeah.
At 4, or unless you need me, at 5 or no, at 4 is fine. So the same thing. Um, Also, it could be our friends. I don't know if it's a general thing, but our friends like to sleep a lot.
I have no idea why. It's Puerto Rico. The sun shines here at 5:30. The sun starts to rise, and my eyes automatically open like around 5 o'clock. It could be like mommy time or something, but when somebody's taking a nap at, I don't know, 9 in the morning until 10, or wake up at that time, I'm just like, the sun is in your face. The flies or the mosquitoes are buzzing around, and it gets humid so quick here. I couldn't sleep. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, it's hard not to enjoy the daytime here because it's so beautiful.
It's a waste of a
So
day.
yeah, it's a waste of the day, in my opinion. But some people like relaxation. Maybe that's why they come here because they can just relax. And
But in the mornings when you go hiking, you see all the birds, you see the animals, you see
it's my
like
favorite time of the
the
morning.
world
Coffee in the
wake up.
hand and just looking at the
Yeah.
beach. It's just
And
to
you
me,
see
it's the
the
perfect time.
mist come in because we can see the ocean, so you see the mist come in from
How's the mist?
like this. It just scutters around,
Oh man.
but it is a beautiful sight.
It is beautiful, and it could be also that's our favorite part of the day because it's the day that the baby's still sleeping for the most part. So we
Oh
have
yeah,
that
it could
half
be
an
it.
hour, an
It
hour. We
could
don't
be
have
it.
much time because I know the Soka wakes up early. It's just early bird for the most part. Rakana, our girl,
No, she likes to sleep
she
in.
has to sleep maybe 9, or 8 or 9,
That's
whatever,
the latest,
uh
but she usually wakes up around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
which is not bad at all. And they go to bed early too. 7,
Mm.
8. Sometimes later, depending. They like to get on the tablet until they fall asleep. And
Yeah, but the morning time is when they're still asleep and we're able to enjoy conversation with ourselves
and looking at the ocean and figure out, okay, what we're gonna do today. Are we gonna, clean, work in the yard, or we're not,
or
or
fuck it, go to the beach.
well, it's hard decisions here on the island.
I know.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
and,
Or
and
have a
some,
beer, maybe.
but at
Or
the same time, there has been times that we don't go to the beach that often, especially when there's not unquote beach season, so to speak, and but we still, knowing the fact that we can if we want to, that's enough.
I know we can see the water, so it's from our house. So it's like, all right, the waves look kind of high today, so maybe might plan something else or go to the river. There's that other option.
Yeah, definitely. I will remind our viewers that please, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It helps us, with our traffic. It helps us with our suggested videos, and also hit that little bell icon so you're able to get notified next time we post a video. One of the questions that we received over YouTube channel was, how's the driving on the island? Again, coming from Virginia, from Richmond and the Richmond area, also Northern Virginia, which is very
Yeah, Northern
different.
Virginia is a
But
different
how
monster.
would you describe as a expat the driving here?
Well,
If you have to describe it to somebody else, say, I want to move to Puerto Rico. How's the driving?
extremely defensive.
Meaning what?
Meaning, okay, so when you learn in Virginia, okay, you use your signals and you merge correctly, slowly, and make sure you use all your mirrors. That goes out the door, out the window, and across the street. Because I've seen people just not even use a blinker or anything, but I guess they gauge how fast you're going, and then they go just a little bit faster, just to merge just in front of you, and
And then they slow down.
then they slow down, and so you have to put on your brakes, and then next thing you know, curse words are shooting out your mouth, and this guy is like, I got in. And or someone's crossing 3 lanes at a time, motorcycles are in the middle, like, you can see them pass by you at a stoplight. It's like all rules just go out the window. But they do have a driving instructional manual when you get your driver's license.
I don't think they read it.
I just don't understand how.
It is fun. Not only the driving habits, it's also the potholes. It almost feels like Space Invaders. You're going around trying to avoid potholes, on the
Oh
road. Potholes
yeah.
everywhere. Oh my God, it's crazy. I mean, compared to Virginia, yes, you saw one or two, but
No,
that's
usually
it.
there's like it's blocked off or there's a warning.
Right. Here, you don't have that. It's just, surprise, boom. I have to flat
Oh
tire.
yeah.
So you do spend a lot in front ends and brakes and things like that here. The wear and tear on the cars is horrible.
Yeah,
Um,
it
but
can be.
um, but the potholes contribute a little bit to that craziness as well. Um, Puerto Ricans, we don't have a sense of the left lanes for is the fast lane. You will see people that in a 60 mile per hour speed limit, road, doing 35 or 40 on the left lane, and they just don't care. They say, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. I
In
guess it's
all,
normal."
okay, so in all honesty, I have speculations as to why. But usually it's like after working hours or very early in the morning.
Well, it, are you suggesting there might be alcohol involved
Or
or
weed or
or
whatever,
weed or
let's just
something?
put it out there.
I mean, it's just interesting. Again, we're not bashing the islands. We're just giving you the transparent feedback of what we're seeing here because
Yeah.
I do get tourists, sometimes talking to us. We say, man, I'm surprised. It's crazy here. I mean, I'm even scared to drive, in certain areas, especially San Juan. If you're trying to follow Google Maps, over the year has gotten more accurate. But I remember
Oh
Google Maps,
man. It would take you to like the wooded
the wooded
areas.
area, risk, roads that did not
I know.
exist.
I was like, what is this name? I've
But it
never
has
heard.
gotten a lot better now. Now, if you come to the island to visit, rent a car. Just rent a car and go sightseeing,
Explore.
explore the island beyond San Juan, beyond the northeast. You're here in Rio Grande, Luquillo, Fajardo. You go to the south, go to Ponce, go to Rincon, go to other places, and the island is only 100 miles by 35, so you should be able to get anywhere within a couple hours, any
Oh
spot.
yeah.
So it's not bad at all. Again, just be cautious on the driving. Just keep a distance. Be on the lookout. Don't text and drive because you will crash
Yeah, you
here. You
will.
only take a split of a second to somebody do something stupid in front of you, and you're done. So,
Yeah.
and don't worry about road rage. You're just trying to ignore.
But what I've learned though, Puerto Ricans are very aware when they're driving of other cars because they can drive recklessly. Well, it looks reckless, but it's really controlled because they're able to smoothly go between in cars and traffic, and then other drivers will sense that or they will slow down or without having these signals or anything. So that's what I mean by a heightened sense of aggression when driving because you have to be more aware. But it's like
Say
it's
that
a
again. A
dance.
sense of what? Direction or erection? I thought you said erection.
Erection.
Erection. Yes, have a sense of erection.
A sense of
Take your Viagra before you drive.
God, I totally forgot what I said. Oh, you distracted me. Oh my God, I'm thinking about like
Direction.
other things. But yeah, you have a heightened sense of others around you. So it's like a dance when you're driving. So when someone moves their shoulder, then the other person also moves their shoulder. So when a car moves like this way, they're gonna merge, and so they slow down, in anticipation so it'll be smooth. So even though it looks chaotic, it's actually really controlled once you get used to it, and it takes like a good 2 or 3 weeks.
It's almost like a traffic dance, so to
Exactly,
speak.
exactly. I mean, like, because we haven't driven in a while because of COVID, but when we went to San Juan and you were driving, I was sitting there like, like,
Anxiety.
oh my god, you're so close, and you're just like, I was sitting there like, he's so close. Oh my god, that truck is gonna hit us. And you're sitting there like, not even using your signals. You just like slide and then you merge. I don't know. It takes a while to get back to it. It really does.
It is an adventure every time you leave the house. But it's the island. We love it. It's
Yes.
perfect here. As a matter of fact, it's nice and beautiful. I'm looking through the window, through the glass doors. It's beautiful house and the 80s sunny. Um, so take the leap. Make a trip here. Support the Airbnbs on the island. Um, Trying to stay away from the hotels if you can. You will save money. You will have more fun. Places like Luquillo,
Yeah.
Fajardo, Rio Grande, the area we are, we could use a support by you traveling over here without COVID, of course. So bring your money, leave the COVID. All right. Well, I want to keep this short. I want to do another, hour or two as like before. So keep this podcast fun. Um, Again, we appreciate your support. The best way you can support us is simply sharing the video, with your family and friends, whether it's on YouTube or other platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just change the link, tell them about us. We really appreciate it. We are still looking for Cambodians on the island. So if you are Cambodian descendant, have, first, third generation, you have some kind of Cambodian blood in you on the island, living in Puerto Rico, or you're getting ready to visit. Let us know.
Reach out.
Reach out. Hit us on our Facebook page. Hit us Instagram, whatever. Email us. Camborico@gmail.com. We would really appreciate it. Our website is still camborico.com. Check it out. We have some tour guides from Puerto Rico. We haven't posted much in there just because of pandemic, but we are getting ready to start hitting the island, different places, share with you the amazing hidden places that you will not see on your travel advisor or your typical tour guide. Very pristine places such as rivers, places to eat.
Even the empanada place.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
We just have some pastelillos.
Oh, pastelillos.
That was pretty good. Somebody brought those to us. They made those homemade or
handmade.
handmade.
From the
Not
crust
homemade
to
because
the...
they don't make it at home. They make it in the business.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, home
Handmade.
style. Home style. That's
And
I
they
should
made the
say.
crust, they make the filling.
So you have these empanadas. I mean, they're stuffed with meat, with
Yeah.
chicken. Oh man, it's delicious. We gotta try the seafood ones too. So.
Yeah. We'll go there one day. We'll take it.
Well, yeah, definitely. We take some videos and show you around and tell you all about it, how to get there. Once again, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, give it a thumbs up. Until then, thank you so much and stay safe.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. And what are we gonna do? To the beach?
Beach. Let's go. Come on.
Oh no, we can't go to the beach. It's too rough. But anyway, we'll figure it out.
Where's a river?
Yeah, we gotta read. Whatever. Let's go drink.
I'm all for that.
Bye, guys.
Bye.